You know, being a Canadian during any American election season can kind of feel like this. I can't believe this election has been going on for like a year. I don't even live in America, and it's like taking 10 years off of my life. I can't handle the stress. Yo, man, who do you think they're gonna have as president? Oh man, I really hope it's not Trump. I don't really like Clinton either, but yeah, that's a really tough choice to make. But the memes are great! Yo! Oh my god, this debate is terrible. It makes absolutely no sense. Why can't Trudeau be running for president? But hey, now that the 2016 election is over, we can talk about something else, right? Wrong! This video is a case study between social influence and two of Rhinegold's digital literacies, participation and critical consumption during the 2016 election season. To begin, we are going to meet Casey Neistat.
Casey Neistat is a YouTube content creator with 5.7 million subscribers and over 850,000 Twitter followers. He normally posts daily video blogs, but on October 11th, he posts a video called Who I'm Voting for President, which currently has over 5 million views.
The video starts with him speaking about how he doesn't normally talk about politics on his YouTube channel because they're divisive and it tends to bring out a lot of angry opinions and really gets into the comment section. The second part of this video is him talking about how Hillary is the best person to beat Trump, the best person to lead the United States. But for me, his stance is very much an anyone but Trump mentality. And that sort of feels like Canada's stance on Harper during the 2015 election, where the mentality was anyone but the Conservatives. Now, here's where the video gets interesting. At the end, he says, I want to end this by calling out all the big YouTubers. Making videos like this, they're not popular. They're not going to get you subscribers. They're not going to boost your view counts. But there is something much more valuable than subscribers or dollars, and that's backbone. The top 20 YouTubers reach over 1 billion views every week, every 7 days. We have the power to activate a demographic, an electorate that isn't typically very active. If we're all banded together, we have the power to ensure that this tax-avoiding, lying, racist, misogynist stays away from power and out of the White House. If your favorite YouTuber says things like, I don't talk about politics on my channel, or I'm not going to reveal who I'm voting for, call them out. Sitting on the sidelines this time around is not okay. This election is different, and if this guy gets elected and you stood back with your arms folded and didn't speak out against him, that makes you complicit and partially responsible for handing him the reins of power. I mean, there is more to his statement. That's sort of the main premise of it. There's a link below. While Rhinegold believes that all participation is good because it provides a different understanding of the world, I don't feel like that's what Casey was going for in this case. See, after this video was posted on YouTube, other social influencers and content creators were being called out by their Twitter followers and people in the comment section, and the message wasn't really, hey, are you voting? It was more, hey, you need to vote Clinton or else. Now, something like this isn't necessarily okay because people in a free country like Canada, like the United States, we do not have to disclose who we're voting for, and we have the power to vote for who we want to lead our country. Yes, participating as part of the election season through channels of media, whether they be traditional, whether they be new, is great. Social media is a super easy way to follow the election regardless of what platform you use. Rhinegold mentions that social media platforms are great starting points to organize action and learn more about issues that people might want to investigate more on their own. But this does not mean learning more about certain issues leads to harassment, leads to really giving no choice. After all, the internet and social media platforms are free speech spaces. Now, if you think that this whole Twitter harassment thing went unnoticed, think again. There are some YouTube content creators that responded to Casey's videos, such as Grace Helbig and Philip DeFranco. While Grace Helbig used her video as a platform to endorse Hillary Clinton as her candidate of choice, Philip DeFranco took a completely different stance on the matter. He used his video to not disclose his political preferences, but rather encourage his viewers to inform themselves about the campaign and register to vote in a video titled "Who I'm Voting for President, Casey Neistat Unleashes Hate Mob" on YouTube. In the context of Rhinegold, Philip DeFranco is actually following the ideas that he holds more accurately, because it's not about how you participate or why you're participating as a concept. It's just about participating as a whole and using that participation to expand some of the ideas if you so choose. It's been over a month since this happened by the time you watch this video, and everything is actually okay now. There was no super long backlash or prolonged conflicts. But, I mean, now we're in a situation with protests and petitions to get Trump out of office. But, I mean, it does start a conversation, and we are able to start asking some questions. When it comes to participating in large-scale events, such as the presidential elections, the internet is a playground for free speech. While Rhinegold may feel that anything and everything should be available to citizens to help them be more active in society, I feel like online harassment as a whole doesn't do anyone any good in terms of getting the actual information out there and into the world. If we use platforms that are available to us, such as Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, just to name a few, we are able to actually start a conversation and learn about all sides of a potential candidate or event or whatever we choose to investigate in.
Mara, I think you're forgetting that the media presents a huge bias. Where can I find some unbiased information about my politician of choice?
Well, random stranger, I'm glad you asked that question, and you do make a good point. The media can have bias on both candidates depending on their political position, whether we're talking about the candidate, whether we're talking about the media company, or how hard the media is actually trying to conceal their bias, whether they're being relatively open about their non-support of a candidate, or whether they're trying to be relatively neutral. Rhinegold mentions that finding an authority on a particular topic is key to having the most accurate information possible. But in an issue like an election where there are two very divided camps, it can be hard to find neutral information so that you get a clear understanding of their platform. Thankfully, there's votesmart.org. VoteSmart is a non-profit organization that provides information about any federal politician without bias. Just the facts, nothing else. Here are some other great facts about VoteSmart. No one can join VoteSmart's board without a political opposite. This ensures balance and strict impartiality in VoteSmart programs and services. They refuse financial assistance from all organizations and special interest groups that lobby, support, or oppose any candidate or issue. And unlike other organizations, VoteSmart protects its members and supporters, and they never sell or provide contact information of any of their supporters for any reason at all. I really like this idea, especially as a Canadian, because this allows me to really get to know the candidates in a situation where I don't really know the candidates that well, and I don't really know what their stances are. Because America is so different from Canada, it really allows me to pick the best candidate based on issues that I really feel are important. And I think that's really awesome that they do keep it impartial. My favorite feature of votesmart.org is the political galaxy. This is really what starts your search into anything about a politician, really. It's awesome. I really recommend you check it out. There will be a link down below. It's super awesome. Another way that you can learn more about candidates in a more neutral way is to go to their campaign websites. While the information on these sites is normally pretty good, there's a catch, isn't there always? It usually skews towards the positive attributes about a candidate. But again, if we're looking at Rhinegold's area participation, it's a good starting point. And if you are wanting to learn more about a certain candidate or more about certain stances around a particular issue that really interests you, this is a good starting point and it shouldn't be discounted. Well, that's it for me. I know this information isn't super helpful right now because we just finished an election season, but hey, this will still be here in 2019 when the next round of campaigning starts. So, hope you remember. I mean, I know it's a long ways away. A lot can happen in 3 years. Anyways, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye!